Hello everyone, I want to welcome you back to Around the Globe with Dr. G. We are in this beautiful Gorée Island in Senegal, West Africa. When I'm here, I can just see all the beauty around me and it's awesome. Yet, on this very island, atrocities happened centuries ago. Men sold other men as slaves. Now, think about that for a second. All men are created the same. There is a commonness or commonality to the man, no matter where he is or no matter where he's from. Whether the man is from Africa, America, Europe, Asia, anywhere a man exists, he exists in the same form, in the same physical body. The man everywhere, as long as he's a man, he has eyes, features, nose, all the features, all the senses, all the internal organs that every man has. He has the same needs for food, for water, for shelter. And so there are many things that are common to man. One other thing that is common to every man that is an inborn quality or creation that every person has is a conscience. We call it a human universal conscience. We all have it. We all have a conscience which God gave every person when we're created. The conscience allows us to be able to discern or to make a difference between wrong and right conducts or actions. Our conscience can prick us, make us aware that perhaps this is not the way to go. Perhaps you ought to do something different. When you're about to do wrong, your conscience will lead you in the right direction. Now, this is assuming that the conscience is clear, the conscience is good, the conscience is clean. However, there are some things that can affect the human conscience. And there is a possibility of the human conscience being seared, being contaminated, and being corrupted. One of the things that can corrupt the human conscience is money. This is exactly what happened to the people here when brothers decided to sell their own brethren. I say brothers because it doesn't matter where you are from. We are in the human chain all brethren. We are all brothers and sisters. And so we have brothers selling out brothers. The question is why? What happened? What happened to the consciences of the brothers that decided to sell their brethren? What happened? Well, exactly what I said. Their consciences were affected by something else. And what was that something else? In this case, purely money. The Bible says that you cannot serve two masters. What these people did and what happened to their consciences was that they were serving one master, which is the master called money. Now, there is nothing wrong with money as a tool and using money. But when there is a love of money, there's something very wrong. Obviously, there was a love of money. It was greater than the love of my fellow brother. This is what happened here on Gorée Island many centuries ago, where brothers decided to sell other brothers. What a despicable act. Now, for the rest of us now, many centuries later, what can we learn from the atrocities that happened many years ago? A couple of things. We can learn to do better. The thing about a conscience is this. The more the conscience leans towards something that is negative, the more that conscience becomes seared, the more the conscience becomes wicked, the more the conscience becomes evil. This doesn't happen in just one day. All it takes is just a little bit here, a little bit there, and a little bit there. Little by little by little, a conscience that may have started out as good and divine begins to transform through certain actions that we take. That conscience begins to be transformed into something evil and wicked. It happened to other people centuries ago. It can happen to you and I as well. What they did in regards to selling their brethren is one act of evil. But you and I may be doing it in our own different ways, in our own different lives. It's important that we examine our own consciences, because if you don't examine your conscience, you may be at a point where you have veered all the way to the negative side. What is great about a conscience, as I said, is that a conscience is given by God to every single person. It doesn't matter what religion a person follows, or even no religion. It doesn't matter whether a person says, I am an atheist. It doesn't matter whether they are Buddhist. It doesn't matter whether they call themselves Christian or Muslim. It doesn't matter. A conscience, everybody is given the same thing. What was given as a good moral compass, if you don't watch it, if you don't examine it, can turn evil. Wow. We today can learn from the atrocities that happened here at the Gorée Island. We are here in this beautiful place, Gorée Island, in Senegal, West Africa. This is Around the Globe with Dr. G.